Christopher Macchio, also known as America's Tenor, is an international classical crossover vocalist. He's known globally for his commanding performances from the White House balcony to Italy and far beyond. We are honored to have you here, Christopher. We appreciate your gifts and skills, and it's an honor to recognize you.
One word that comes to mind in particular when I first heard that I was going to be recognized this evening, and it's a word that is a common theme I find in my life, a common thread, and that is the word humility. And it's very, very important because at the end of the day, each of us is endowed and viewed with some kind of gift from God, our Creator. We do have an obligation to share that. And in my case, I was privileged to be given a voice. Did you like the singing earlier? Okay. All right. So I'd like to talk a little bit about culture, faith, and family. Three words that I believe resonate very profoundly with Italians and the Italian in particular. So recently, I was privileged to spend a couple of weeks in Italy, and the first two cities that I visited were Venice and Rome. And these places really give you a sense of the depth and the breadth of Italian culture. And you'll have to forgive my bias. I do know that there are wonderful elements and aspects and characteristics of cultures all around the globe. But I think that the Italian-American culture in particular represents something that, in my humble opinion, is transcendent. And the reason for that is Italy, as we all know, was the seat of the Roman Empire. And one of the things that empire did was it aggregated, it had the opportunity to aggregate all kinds of cultures that it came in contact with. And what it did is it took some of that wonderful, valuable material discovered, and then it imbued into it the Italian passion. It turned up the volume of some of those qualities that they found and made it into something truly transcendent. And that was something that I observed over and over during my time in Italy. Just, you had wonderful modalities of art, you had sculpture, you had mosaic, all these wonderful artisanal traditions that Italy just turned the volume up with their wonderful, legendary passion. And I was just so humbled and inspired to witness these wonderful works lasted for thousands of years. And the next thing that I noticed is that, in particular in Italy, you find that all of this wonderful art, all of this wonderful culture is filtered through the prism, the lens of faith. And the purpose, I believe, of doing that is that it's not simply a secular exercise. It's not simply an abstract appreciation of aesthetic. What it is it's a way to, again, ennoble the human spirit, to use art not just for its own sake, but to an even greater purpose, to elevate man himself. And I saw examples of that, the wonderful values and virtues that are implicit in the Judeo-Christian tradition. And I saw that art have new life by the use of faith, to ennoble it, to have it transcend, to celebrate God, or at least to celebrate something higher and greater than ourselves in the here and in the now. And finally, I believe that the arts, that the greatest purpose of the arts is to articulate universal aspects of the human condition. There is a power that art has, and in my case, it is music, that really has the power to unite people. I've had the privilege of performing music across this country and across the world on 4 different continents. And usually I end up performing in Italian. That is the language that operas most often perform. And no matter where I go, I could be in Morocco where they speak Arabic, or I could be in Texas where they speak, okay? And I get messages from these folks and they say, I gotta tell you, son, I don't understand that stuff, but you got a hell of a voice. And it just goes to show that the power of art, the power of music, in fact, transcends. It does articulate this universal humanity that we all share. And what that amounts to is family. Family in our nuclear surroundings, our moms and our dads and our brothers and our sisters, but also our fellow countrymen, also our fellow Italians and Italian Americans, and then finally, all mankind is connected through these wonderful elements, and Italians, I believe, do it the best. So thank you very much for